These 10 minutes will help you to change the way you look at will planning. Do you know that only 28% of the Malaysian employees do own a will? So the number one myth of people not preparing for their will beforehand is, I do not need to make a will because my spouse will receive everything automatically. Well, that is just a myth. In fact, your debts do not die with you automatically. It's a common misconception that if you die without having a valid will, your spouse will automatically inherit all of your estate. While this is not necessarily correct, the fact is, it follows the distribution law of the country. Looking at this table, it seems that the spouse really gets everything if the deceased only leave behind a spouse. Now, can you imagine if the deceased leave behind a spouse with parents, spouse, parents, and children? Now, that's when the complication may happen. Some argument may happen here and there if, let's say, it's not being handled carefully. And sometimes, the wealth may not go into the right hands if it's not planned beforehand. Hey guys, my name is Chanel Chong. I am an insurance planner, asset planner, and a co-founder of a property management company. I do regular videos on insurance planning, asset planning, and also financial advices. If you love these topics, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you will get notified every time when I upload a new video. Preparing a will is like a checklist to the family. Like, for example, it can zoom into different areas that you own. Like the first thing that usually the most people have the most concern will be the property. If, let's say, you're looking into your property, you may somehow trigger the question that, hey, do I have enough insurance, like such as the MLTA, to cover for my property? And if, let's say, you are the sole breadwinner, you bring home the income, so how is your planning when it comes to debt cancellation? And not forgetting, if you're raising a family, you have children, you have some minors at home, who's going to take care of them if, let's say, you are not around? Let's say the adults are not around. And not forgetting, if they grow up, who's going to fund for their education? What can be done right now to fund for it? It's like a checklist. And not forgetting the intellectual property as well. I believe that all of us own the social media accounts right now, and the fact that you're watching this video right now, you are definitely on social media platform. So how safe are you in handling all these accounts, right? We subconsciously actually keep data, information, pictures, and sometimes more excitingly, we keep videos on all these platforms. So do you know that intellectual properties have become one of the main things to be included into will these days? So having them being safeguarded with the good hands, for example, if you pass on to the right hands, will definitely give you the confidence on how you do things. So not only that, apart from all these critical checklists that you can prepare for yourself when you're preparing the will, at the same time, it can somewhat trigger the critical thinking in you, like what else to prepare for yourself, like bereavement care. Okay, no worries, no taboo here, because we will pass on one day. It may sound a little bit pessimistic for us to prepare a will, but the more we think about the negative thing, the more we have all this prepared in advance, the less our family members need to worry about us. Well, besides the checklist, a very proper will preparation can also help you to beware of the mistakes. It is very important to keep your will away from huge mistakes. However, it is somehow almost impossible to have an error-free will. That's why engaging with a licensed or a certified asset planner is really very important. Mistakes can really put the validity of your will in jeopardy, and is very costly to litigate. If you don't have the will signed correctly, or you accidentally put the details of someone, or you have sections that conflict with each other, your loved ones could have a major problem when they're handling or executing your will. You definitely don't want that to happen. You don't want another family drama to happen. So sometimes, due to the convenience, some family members, they prefer a joint bank account, for example, or even jointly owned properties. Joint name is actually a good idea because this may give the impression that, hey, I'm actually sharing this money with my family member. I'm actually sharing this property half with my next of kins. But will writing actually help to clarify all these things up to avoid a family drama, because things really will go ugly if the truth is untold. The interesting fact when it comes to preparing a will is that you do have more assets than you thought. A lot of people will be saying that, hey, I actually don't have much assets, so I don't think I need a will. And you know what? Do not underestimate the power of your social media account, because social media account really encompasses a lot of your sentimental value, and sometimes your social media account can also be monetized. Like a lot of the young generation these days, they are actually using the YouTube platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, actually, they are monetized right now. So if let's say you have all this prepared right beforehand, it will again help to prevent them from going to the wrong hands. Another interesting fact is that you can simply replace your will if, let's say, the old will no longer suits your needs. Like for example, you could have children growing up and you have the third generation coming up that you want to change your will to benefit the next generations to come. And sometimes there may be some spendthrift in the family that you don't want to benefit them. So that's why having a will written, it doesn't guarantee everything, but at least you know your wish will be granted. And whenever you feel that things are actually not right, your children are actually doing something very, very naughty behind your back, you can change them. Just it's a way of education to them as well. Unlike the traditional way of parents just giving away their properties by transferring the ownership of these assets, right? Well, this is the reason why the older generations, they may have the feeling that preparing a will is the same as transferring the ownership, which I don't blame them. However, with the free flow of the information these days, clients need to be educated that they have the say as long as they write the will in a fair manner. And by having all this planned out in a will, even though it's just a piece of paper, it's just a booklet, but because they are actually well prepared, these can actually help to prevent the problematic family members or the spendthrift problems. All you need to do is just to speak to your estate planner, tell them your concern so that they will advise you how to prepare for it. Making a will now saves you tons of money later. Now, this interesting fact is more than any of the others that should convince you to prepare a will for yourself. A lot of people think that the making of will is expensive part of things, but if you don't have a will, then your loved ones could face the higher cost of the probate and also the possible taxes in the future. And actually, the most important thing is they will face a lot of costing issue to just trying to locate, hey, what did my dad own? I have no idea at all. Now, this is what we call the locating of the assets. It is actually very possible that the children have no idea what the parents own, because not all parents are very transparent to the children. I really have faced this issue before, that a wife who passed on didn't tell the husband what she owned. Right, so having a will prepared will help to clear things out, because everything is pretty much written on the will. So I hope that my short story today will be impressive enough to help you to prepare your will today. And congratulations to you if, let's say, you already have a will. And I really hope that you can share this video out to more people out there so that they can also be like you, take action today, and also prepare a will beforehand before it's too late. And I'll see you again in my next video. Bye guys!